Thank you to the University of Leeds for providing this online slide and education. This is a difficult case for me as a general pathologist. This is a 23-year-old male who had a chest lesion. And so here we have the deep punch biopsy, and the epidermis overall from this power looks relatively intact. The action, quote unquote, is in the dermis, the papillary dermis, which is the superficial dermis, as well as the reticular dermis. And there's a heterogeneous population with pigment. There's hemorrhage. There's a lighter population and a cellular population there. Let's delve closer. So my initial thoughts were this is melanoma because it's expansile, goes pretty deep, and a big clue, although we want to see the big picture, is maturation, and it doesn't seem like it matures. Another differential you want to think, given this person's young age, is a blue nevus, and more particularly with this amount of cells, cellular blue nevus. You should see a component of blue nevus in a cellular blue nevus. Here we have spindled melanocytes. There's scant amount of pigment. We have some forms of giant multinucleated melanocytes as well as some with balloon cell change, or this kind of whitish foamy kind of change. And as we go deep, it becomes spindled, and the cells have a lot of pigment as well, and it's relatively deep. I thought the multinucleated forms kind of tricked me up at first, but you can have multinucleated forms in a blue nevus. Here is more the conventional kind of more of the cellular blue nevus. It's very spindled, epithelioid, and lots of pigment. Now, the big takeaway to differentiate this from like a blue nevus like melanoma, or like a melanoma or atypical blue nevus, the most important thing is look at your dermal melanocytes and look for mitotic figures. And in these representative field of views, we do not see any mitotic figures. I mean, we see a little bit of pleomorphism, but no dermal mites. And if you're not sure, or you just really want to make sure, you can do a Ki-67, and that'll be your clue to help you determine that this is a cellular blue nevus and not a melanoma. Because if you do HMB45, it will be positive in melanoma and blue nevus and cellular blue nevus. Yeah, very tricky case from a general pathologist's point of view. But if you're unsure, you can not only get the Ki-67, you can also get P16 as well. And it should be mosaic. It shouldn't be diffusely lost. You might consider getting a BAP1 because it's retained. So a little bit about blue nevus, cellular blue nevus. They're generally in younger individuals, teenage, younger adults. It's called blue because it has a Tyndall effect. Sunlight hits the nevus, scattering light, and the reflection back has a blue tint. Blue nevus and cellular blue nevus are benign. Regular blue nevus generally affects the extremities, can affect the buttocks and sacrum. Cellular blue nevi are usually not heavily pigmented, but in this case, there is relatively a lot more pigment. Blue nevi, cellular blue nevi, are dermal melanocytic lesions by definition. Shouldn't have an intraepidermal component unless if it's a combined nevus.